GMS downtown Indy Lab. GMS downtown
All right.
Indy. We all good?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hebrews 1, right?
Yep.
Okay. This is Hebrews chapter 1, verse 3. It says, who being the brightness of his glory.
You start at the top.
Hebrews 1 and 1. It says, Yahweh, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in the past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in the last days spoke unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, who, it says, by whom also he made the worlds. It's like it says, who being the brightness of his glory and the express image of his person, and upholding all things by the word of his power, it says when he had by himself purged out sin, sat down on the right hand of the majesty of high.
Right, and the point is, the Yahushua is the express image of the Most High's person, meaning Yahushua is the righteousness we supposed to follow after, that the Most High respect. Be like him, because we ain't got access to the Most High. All right, unless it's the only way we got access is through His Son. Is by what? By following Him. Like that's why the Scripture says He is the way, the truth, and the life. He is the way. All right, the way you live your life. That the whole what with the WWJD is Him. But what did He do? He came not to destroy the law, but to fulfill it. That's why the Proverbs 29:19. He that keepeth the law, happy is he. The Sirach 39. He that is occupied in the law shall his mind shall meditate in the prophecies. All right, that is the way you're supposed to live. That is the righteous image, and the image you read about in Revelations. That is exactly contrary into righteousness. Can you read the Deuteronomy?
And also that's why he also walked perfect too, because he was coming in the image of the Word.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So just to show you how much the Word is perfect, thus for Yahushua when he came in the flesh, he walked as perfect. You know, just to show, and also the non-blemish when he became a sacrifice.
Right. It says what in the beginning was the Word,
Mm-hmm.
and then Baruch the fourth chapter again, the first verse 1 says what? This is the book of the law of righteousness that endureth forever.
And it's also what the Word was tried 70 times 70.
Oh yeah. Purified.
Purified.
Yeah.
You know,
Psalm 12 and 6, I believe. Yeah.
it's flawless.
Victory.
Deuteronomy 18 and 15.
You kind of read. I think it's not that particular verse, but you can start there and then kind of go into it.
Okay.
I think you start at 15 though.
18. Oh, what?
You start at 15.
No, you said start at 18?
That's the 18th chapter, starting at 15.
It says, and the Lord thy power will raise up unto thee a prophet from the midst of thee, of thy brethren, like unto me, and unto him ye shall hearken. And according to all that thou desirest of the Lord thy power, in Horeb in that day of the assembly, saying, let me not hear again the voice of the Lord, my power, neither let me see this great fire anymore, that I die. And the Lord said unto me, they have well spoken that which they have spoken. I will raise them up a prophet from among their brethren, like unto thee. And I will put my words in his mouth, and he shall speak unto them. He shall speak, and he shall speak unto them all that I shall command him. And it shall come to pass that whosoever will not hearken unto my words, which he shall speak in my name, I will require it of him.
Right, that's the point. Right, whosoever shall not listen to Yahushua, all right, listen to His words that He came in the name of the Father. You gotta answer to that. What's that scripture? Conform to the image. It's in Paul's writings. I don't know if it's Ephesians. Yeah. All right, that's that righteous image, man. That's why when you dealing with Revelations, the 13th chapter, the image of the beast. The image of the beast is everything against righteousness. You got to accept this whole trans. You got to accept this whole women's lib, the feminism agenda. You got to accept the democracy. All right, demonic rule. Ultimately leading into the into the RFID microchip.
Yeah, that's why the scripture say I've got 7,000 men down. Now what?
About to the image, yep, to the image of
or, you know that image, man.
Yep.
You know.
The remnant, yeah.
Yeah, the remnant according to election of grace.
Do you want that in moments?
Yeah, you can grab that.
No, that actually is Romans 8 and 29.
Okay.
Yeah, it says, Romans 8 and 29, for whom he did foreknew, he also did predestinate to be conformed. It says to be conformed to the image of his son.
Right, so the Lord already, the elect was already determined before the foundation of the world that they was gonna conform to the image of Yahweh, meaning that they was gonna obey righteousness. The hopeful elect ain't got a choice.
But listen, I'm read the definition real quick.
Mm-hmm.
There's the word image. I'm gonna read this. It says use of a moral likeness of renewed man to the Most High.
Moral likeness.
Yeah, you know.
Right, because the scripture speaks about we must live and walk the way that Yahweh shall walk.
The only way you can get that likeness is what? Through the scriptures.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the only way you can get it, man. You gotta search the scriptures, man. All right, you gotta read the writings, man. Matter of fact, let me grab something else, man, real quick.
That's called the moral likeness. Is see that's that it ain't physical. You don't get the which this is a silly example, but you don't get to go have plastic surgery. I gotta look a certain way, but it says you in your behavior, in your moral conduct, and look at America. Look at America in comparison to the rest of the world in dealing with morality. Compare the 50s to the 60s, to the 70s, to the 80s, to the 90s, and look at the moral decline as the majority of the Western world further into the image of wickedness, the image of all inclusion, the whole my truth thing. My truth.
Back then, they would have never given you a shot of anything that's killing motherfuckers. That's making people sick. You know. Now it's just it's just degradation.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's no healing balm in this place, man. Neither will there be for it. But man, right now, if you can't see the Lord as the number one option, there's something wrong with your head, man.
Yeah.
People are literally going out and taking something that could potentially kill them for no benefit. I mean, no benefit at all. You could still get sick.
And die.
You know, you can still get this shit and spread it. You know, it's then you gotta take this shit every year.
Oh, speaking on that, Hank Aaron died a couple weeks after Hank Aaron, he took the jab, and he was telling, Jake, so-called Negroes to take it. Then he died 2 weeks later, and then when you search up that information, it's all the information speaks about conspiracy theorists say he died from the jab. Oh, he didn't die from the jab. He didn't. But then it's like, wait a minute. Why can't I logically believe that to a certain, like, if you're looking at something objectively, here it is, this man, he took something, and then a couple weeks later he died. You already had a woman on national TV faint or die. We don't know what she could.
They found death records with her name on it, so and then it was in the state she was in too.
So I can't make my own personal inference of what's going on without being demonized. That goes back into the image too. The image of the image is a way is a way of it's a thought process. You know how you think and how you act because of the way you think. You got the righteous one, and then you got the wicked one. It's like it,
No, that's cool.
mm-hmm.
This is Romans 15:4. It says, "For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we through patience and comfort of the scriptures might have hope."
Yeah.
That was it right there.
Yeah, because everything that was written, this is the Bible is a reference book.
But that's what conforming to the image. You know?
Yeah. And you know, it was up until everyone knew that the Bible was a reference book, whether it was a way to be even that president, Theodore Roosevelt, he said the highest education you can have is an understanding of the scriptures. But it was up until around the 1400s. That's when people started leaving the scriptures as a reference point of truth. But what also coincides with that, when Esau got the coming back into power, you see how that happened when after that 1,000 years that he was locked up in captivity when our people was ruling from around 300 and something AD up until the Renaissance. Yep, the Renaissance period. Now you want to come up with Friedrich Nietzsche and all these the guy who said God is dead. All these different philosophical thinkers that was against the Bible start getting promoted and all these various ideas. That was the wicked one was doing that,
which is witchcraft.
Yep, total witchcraft. I got one. Romans. What's that? Romans 11 and Romans 11 and 4 says, "But what said the answer of the Most High unto him? I have reserved to myself 7,000 men who have not bowed the knee to the image of Baal." Because bound, you know, when you believe in something, you do actions to show that belief. And what was some of those actions? The image of Baal, when you read about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, when you see the sound of the olive tree, and when you hear these different symbols, then you bow and you eat certain foods.
Yeah, God requires a sacrifice.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Even these false gods, Esau God. You know what I'm saying? That's why Esau be sacrificing babies, all this madness, into human sacrifice,
Abortions,
and all that, But a God requires a sacrifice,
Mm-hmm.
and a sacrifice with our power, learn, basically study. Matter of fact,
living bodies.
give me that. The righteous man studieth the answer.
Yeah.
There's another one. There's another one. It's on the tip of my tongue.
James, faith works. Show you my faith.
Yeah, that one too.
I got Proverbs 15:28 says, "The heart of the righteous studieth to answer,
Mm-hmm.
but the mouth of the wicked poureth out evil things."
All right. The mouth of the wicked, and poureth out evil. So look, if you're not study of time, and that's another thing. These guys they don't really study the scriptures, all right, and they're not really studying under the man of great millstone, all right. So their mouth is gonna pour out evil things, man. Because you can study all you want, man, but if it's not the right doctrine, man, you through,
Yeah, if you ain't coming in the right spirit, as the scripture says, wisdom shall not dwell in the malicious soul. You got people studying, to be just because they want a position of being charged, But this is James 2 and 18. It says, "Yeah, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. show me thy faith.
It's like,
I'm sorry.
No, the other that just popped in my head. Apostle Paul, he said, "What? Give attendance to what? Reading.
Reading. Right.
You know, give attendance to reading. You know here.
Kind of James 2:18 says, yeah, a man may say thou hast faith, and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. And that go on both sides. Your faith is shown by your actions. Like the way people like the way that the worshipers and the servants of the Lord live. How do you know? Because the way that they act, the way that they interact with the reality around them. In the same way, it works opposite. You got all these people say I love God. Do you love God? These so-called Christians or Pentecostals or whatever you want to call it. But then you look at their actions, and their actions will show that they're actually worshipers of Baal. Total worshipers of Baal, man. Teaching they you got 60-year-old women teaching they daughters and granddaughters feminism. You equal to a man. That came from them because when they was being brought up and raised, they loathed they position of being under a man. Reading all these articles in Cosmo about the liberated woman. All right.
Precept.
Mm-hmm.
This is 1 John chapter 3 verse 18. It says, "My children, let us not love in word, neither in tongue, but in deed and in truth."
Mm.
Yep. So let's quick straight to the point.
Yeah, action. You know, go back to the John. What's that? John 4:22. They that worship the Most High was worship Him in spirit and in truth.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Also, got something back you up there. You're talking about sacrifice.
Go ahead.
This is Romans chapter 12 and verse 1. It says, "I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahweh, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto Yahweh, which is your reasonable
Right.
service."
Right.
Yeah, holy. Can you look up that word? I think it means like totally or fully. Is it WHO?
HOLY.
Okay, come on. You mind looking that word up, bro?
You gotta give me a minute. Somehow.
Right. I'll look it up because what was that? Romans 12.
And 1.
Romans 12 and 1. Okay.
Because once you sacrifice, because that's the whole reason for a sacrifice. It's basically, you can sacrifice many of it. Basically, when you sacrifice something, you're doing it. You can do it sometimes on your own accord. Also, can you look at the word sacrifice? Just to get a couple sentiments.
Oh yeah, in that same.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why Cain's sacrifice wasn't a sacrifice.
It wasn't holy.
It wasn't holy. You know. A sacrifice versus a true sacrifice, and it already talks about in the book of Sirach. The Lord doesn't have to accept your sacrifice if He doesn't want to. You know, and trust me, the Lord knows if it's true or not. Whether you're just doing it just to do it, or whether you're truly being sincere about your sacrifice. That's why he denied Cain of his sacrifice and accepted Abel's. You know.
Yep. Sacrifice. It says a sacrifice. Victim.
Or back when Jake would have so many he goats or doves and be like, oh, well, I have so many premeditated sin. You know, saying, oh, well, Lord, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna go sin and have sacrifice to the Lord. I think He's supposed to just accept it.
Right. It goes. The word is sacrifice. It goes into victim. Pardon me. The word is let me see. Romans 12. I'm gonna look it up again. That was actually the root word. It says a sacrifice, a victim, and it's like basically, that's how we present ourselves, man. We don't play the victim like others do to garner sympathy, but in many cases, we victims because we take the low road. you know, especially as a so-called black man in America, our confidence is threatening to people. You know, being a confidence is so when you dealing with you deal with rude people. You know what I mean? You don't cuss them out all the time, and you even though you'll be in the right, if you gave them a piece of your mind, if you will, but that's not what the Lord looking for. You know, the Lord looking for the humble, the contrite, the meek. All right, not like Moses. The scripture says Moses was more humble, or no, meek. It said Moses was more meek than all the men on the face of the earth. You know?
You know, because hey, you reach a point in shoot where you realize you deserve exactly what you get. You know, when you get to that point, you know what I'm saying, you start to just take things with a grain of salt, man. Like, okay, well, hey, if the Lord allowed it, then it was meant to happen. Keep moving, man. You know.
You said that word sacrifice went back to the word victim.
Yeah, victim.
The word victim, one of the synonyms, basically means offering or burnt offering or sacrificial.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You got it. You can look up that word holy.
Oh, holy? Yeah,
Any
yeah.
one that you wanted to.
It was a couple of precepts fighting in my head. I couldn't. But holy, most holy thing, a saint, sacred, pure, morally blameless or religious, ceremonially consecrated. All right, and then it goes back to that morally blameless. All right, going back into what was that? The definition? Conform to the image. When it said basically dealing with being righteous morally, you know, and where does morality come from? Where's the earliest documentation of good and bad, right and wrong? All right, it's the scriptures. All these things don't lie. What other book tell you not to lie? Like directly, thou shalt not lie. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not commit murder.
That's why they want to get rid of the Bible.
Yep, and these things be innate.
Because the Bible has a code.
Yeah.
You know.
And with the scriptures,
with that code still on earth, you know what I'm saying, you got people on this earth that's gonna actually follow the book, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. That's what I think it's California. California, they tried to make the Bible illegal.
And assault, it said it's an assault weapon.
Yeah, it's an assault weapon.
Hey,
Like it's an AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
Which is spiritually is an AR-15. You know.
we spoke the brother up, Brother Muthafi. He came up with that word sacrifice to make scared and offering. You know, to back us up on that on the word sacrifice.
Con make scared.
Yep.
This man till I look, he that is contrite and trembleth at my word.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Abel did. He offered the sacrifice according to the specifications, not according to what pleased him. You know, well, technically, well, the Lord technically don't have to eat, so
It's complicated.
yeah. Those buzzwords for you not having to be accountable for anything. My truth. Oh, well, you're my truth. I hate that, man.
That's what's wrong with niggas, man.
I got to like I speak on the word sacrifice. You know, Lord, a guy requires a sacrifice. This is Hebrews 13:15. It says, "By him therefore let us offer the sacrifice of praise to the Most High continually. That is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to His name." All right, and that's the thing. And you gotta have a name. You know. Just can't say you're going to sacrifice something to the Most High, all right? And basically, you can't have a sacrifice. You don't know who you're sacrificing it to, man. You know.
Mm-hmm.
But it said what? continually. All right. When you read the scriptures, I think it's Psalms 19. It says, "And their voice went out what day and night."
Yeah.
You know. So that sacrifice is what we're constantly sacrificing to the Lord day and night. You know. Like the scripture says, what it say, week in and week out. You
Yeah.
know? The brothers that come in week in and week out. You know. So that sacrifice is it's always a sacrifice. You know. 2 o'clock in the morning, a brother is sacrificing. He putting up a video.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you have a dream or a vision, and after it's over, you pray. You know, that's a sacrifice. You about to eat some food. Something you pray for your food. You about to go on a destination, a road trip. You pray for a safe destination. All of that constantly keeping the Lord a part of your daily life, governing your actions. You got something?
Yeah.
Okay, so like-
I'm not. You was good. Verse 16, it says, "But to do good and to communicate, forget not. For with such sacrifices, Yahweh is well pleased."
Right.
And he pleased with it.
Yeah.
You know. He wants that. He wants you to keep going. You know what I'm saying? He wants those sacrifices. You know. Because hey, first off, we can't actually sacrifice to him. You know, the physical sacrifice. You know.
Yeah.
So we gotta be what? Give me that in I think it's Samuel. He told Samuel. He says, "Obedience
It's better
is
than
better than sacrifice."
Yeah.
You know, us being obedient is the sacrifice. You know,
Mhm.
He told us to go out and teach. You know, He told us what keep the law. First of all, if you actually keeping the law, you don't need a sacrifice.
I was just gonna say that. I was like,
Yep.
he says obedience is better than sacrifice, because if you'd obeyed in the first place, you wouldn't have to have the
You don't need a
sacrifice.
sacrifice.
It wouldn't even be there.
That's what he said.
You
too.
know, it's basically saying, you tell your son to go wash the dishes, and then when he didn't wash the dishes, I'm sorry, Dad. No, if you'd have did it, you wouldn't be saying I'm sorry right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. 1 Samuel chapter 15 and 22. "And Samuel said, Hath Yahweh as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices, as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice."
To obey is better than sacrifice. All right. Like I said, your obedience is a sacrifice. All right. Your obedience is a sacrifice. Don't hear?
Because you sacrificing your will.
Mhm.
You know, it says, "And to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft." And when you go into witchcraft is tailored towards what you want. You know, I want some money. You got people burning candles and doing all type of things. Oh, I want some money. I want this. Witchcraft is tailored to what you want right then and there. But when you sacrifice toward the Lord, it's like, I'm gonna put off what I want, and I'm gonna do what the Lord want. Whatever I want can come. Whatever I want, He'll give it to me. But I got to give Him His first.
I got a precept back here for you too.
That's not what you got.
I got a Sirach 35.
Let me grab this real quick. Like I said, it's not a physical sacrifice anymore. This is 2 Peter 2:5. It says, "Ye also as lively stones are built up a spiritual house, a holy priesthood, to offer up spiritual sacrifices, acceptable to the Most High by Yahushua." No.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You got it.
The
Corey.
more I read this, the more I want to keep going up.
Go
I'm
ahead.
gonna just start from
Read
10.
where you go to read it from then.
Okay, kind. I gotta start from the top. Okay, all right. This is Sirach chapter 35 and verse 1. It says, "He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. He that taketh heed."
So sit down.
Okay. That's like me getting excited. It says, I'm starting over. It says, "He that keepeth the law bringeth offerings enough. He that taketh heed to the commandments, offering a peace offering."
Mm-hmm.
It says, "He that requireth."
Offering out of sacrifice.
Right. Kind of. It
Go
says,
ahead.
"He that requireth."
And you know what? And that's why we gotta constantly do the work, man. Because we constantly we in sin daily, man. We in sin daily. So that's why the Lord constantly wants us to push these videos out, man. All right, for us to basically cover our ass, you know. So these sacrifices, hey, we gotta keep pushing the work, you know.
It says,
Go ahead.
He says, "He that
Requiteth.
See, and that's why when you read the scriptures and it speak about the fallouts. You know what I'm saying? Paul said it'd be better off if
Not
they
knowing
had
the
not.
way of righteousness and to know it.
You know what I'm saying? Because why you don't stop sacrificing to the Lord, man. So now what? You just living in your sin, man. You know.
And not only did you stop your sacrifices, you just basically negated all the sacrifices that you did previously.
Yeah.
So all them sacrifices you did, it just basically got wiped away. Because it talks about that on
It shall not be remembered.
Yeah, it shall not be remembered. It not only remembered, not mentioned no more.
Yeah.
You know, so it's basically you just basically did a control alt delete.
You did yourself a disservice.
Yeah, that's
Because-
why the scripture talks about your own vomit. You know, you just return. You know, you can go to wipe your hands from a dead body, just go touch it again. You know, what was the point for you washing your hands?
Yeah.
It says he that requiteth a good turn, offereth fine flour.
Right, and that's basically doing something good for somebody. You know how people do good for you. You know you do good for people, and they don't do nothing good back for you.
They just constantly take.
Yeah, just constantly take. You know, like your so-called friends. Then you look like, wait a minute, I'm your friend. You ain't mine. And you don't do those things because you looking to get paid back.
Right.
But when people do good for you, there's a certain
Balance to it.
right.
You want something back.
You feel obligated.
That's natural.
Yeah, you feel
Yeah.
obligated to,
That's
like,
why-
damn, they did. So, like, you be like, well, damn, somebody be like, damn, they did do this for me.
Yeah.
You know?
You can get paid one day and go get me some one day.
Yeah.
That's why
Yeah.
I
You
remember
even
back.
say thank you. Motherfucker won't even say thank you these days.
Yeah.
You know, like sometimes thank you is gratifying.
Yeah. It's
You know,
sufficient.
you don't even want nothing else. But sometimes a motherfucker feel
Appreciation.
entitled, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what's wrong with niggas. Niggas feel entitled. Everybody feel like somebody owe them some shit.
Yeah.
Like owe nobody, but the Lord about to show everybody. He don't owe nobody shit.
We not which word you say? Entitled to this because the Lord giveth and the Lord giveth and right, and he taketh away. So he can take this. Well, hell, whenever the hell he want.
Yeah. Faith is a gift.
It says, and he that giveth alms sacrifices praise. It says, to depart from wickedness is a thing pleasing to the Lord, and to forsake unrighteousness is a propitiation.
Right. A propitiation is like an appeasement. All right. One of those, when you mess up, that's a salakia for your mess up. And all of that ties back into making thy body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable to the Lord. The way you live your life entirely is praising the
I
Lord.
say, yeah, that's a sacrifice too.
It says, thou shalt not appear empty before the Lord. It says, for all these things are to be done because of the commandment.
Mm.
The offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat.
Right, that's what that's why when you read the book of Revelation, it says what in their works do follow them.
Mm.
All right, so your works, you know what I'm saying? That actually that counts. The work that we actually do, that counts.
Yep.
You cannot appear empty before the Lord. All right, the Lord like, hey, what have you done for me lately?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You just can't be like, what? Yeah, well, Lord, I watched a couple of videos.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Put up a shalom.
Right, because ultimately He gave it to you. Like when you offer the Lord your the offering of the first fruits. Here it is. The Lord done gave you all this increase. You be like, oh, we had a good harvest. The Lord done provided the rain.
You just eat it.
Yeah. Done gave you all this good rain.
You actually let some of it die. You actually let some of the crop die.
Yeah.
You can't eat it all.
Mhm.
You actually gotta, or sell. You might get some of it and you might sell it.
Mhm.
So you was able to eat and make money.
And make money.
Basically take care of your family.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? You ain't get shit back. You ain't say thank you. You ain't say nothing.
Even when the crops die, the seed go back down to the earth, man.
That's what it says. What riches is not commonly for what?
What nigga are?
Right.
The brother, I don't know if this is brother Mathathi or Shai, one of the brothers, but he said the word requite means to return favor.
Yep.
See, that's
Pay
the
back a
spirit.
favor.
Pay
Yep.
back a favor, kind of spirit.
Yep.
Um,
People don't do that.
huh?
You know? That's why the scripture says they shall know my what's that
My
scripture?
servants by the way they treat.
By the way they treat each other. Like, people, the way that we interact with each other, and you might have a circle of people that know you outside of the truth, whether it be family or whatever, and they take note of how we interact with each other. Even the way we interact with them, because to some degree we still treat them better than they treat each other. I'm pretty sure I treat my mother better than.
They notice they actually get mad.
Mm.
You going with the brothers?
Yeah.
With my brother, my actual brother, he got mad when he was there.
Yeah.
I'm your brother. He was salty, man.
Uh-huh.
He was
Yeah.
salty, man. He couldn't believe it. He was salty.
Yeah.
He was crushed.
Yeah. I had to supplant him. I'm like, I'm your brother. And he kind of like, yeah.
He was crushed, man.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He couldn't believe it. Like, I'm like, yeah, with the brothers. Nigga, I'm your brother.
You with the brothers? The brothers. There ain't that much Bible study in the world. I had a nigga want to tell me that. There ain't that much studying in the world.
Do you love the Lord?
It is crazy.
Yeah.
And it shows you
Thank you,
jealousy
Lord.
because every time you get with a woman or your family, that's the first thing they think about. You finna go with the brothers this, the brothers that. They don't talk about nothing else. But when it comes,
some gonna be cool.
some would be cool, but it's just what I'm saying. You just got with her, and it's just she be talking. Oh, Kai, is Elder Masha there? Your brother? Like, yeah, it's like kind of like 30% of the conversation be about the brothers and everything. It's just just to show you how much. They see the relationship there. They see the bond there. It's just not no will thing. People just, oh yeah, you just with the brother. It's like they see the love and compassion there. You know, because it's real. Mm-hmm.
Hey, we like Kramer. You watch Seinfeld, Kramer just bust in. I be feeling like that when I be coming over here. But hey, what's up, bro? And people like, damn, this nigga.
I mean, as Jasmine, she's like, does Kyle live there? Like, sometimes, I mean, you be there.
Like, this nigga always over here.
Go ahead.
You see it close up?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
It's so
It says the sacrifice of a just man. Sorry, let me read 6 over. It says the offering of the righteous maketh the altar fat, and the sweet savor thereof is before the Most High. It says the sacrifice of a just man is acceptable, and the memorial thereof shall never be forgotten.
Right, the Lord ain't gonna forget that. What was quoted, they works do follow them.
Yeah, another one, Lord is not unrighteous that
Do not forget your righteousness too.
I'm gonna grab that.
Forget your works.
Labor of love.
Yep.
Labor of love.
Labor of love, right kind.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab that. You got more? I'm gonna grab it when you're done.
Which he have done towards his name.
Mm-hmm.
Hey man, we doing this towards the name, man. If you, bro,
That's what it said in the book of Hebrews. It says, "He would sacrifice with thy lips toward his name." Showing you that the name do matter. You claim you actually got these niggas claiming that they got the truth, but they call them Jesus. Or God, or Most High Christ, whatever that madness.
Most High Christ.
Ain't no difference. You just a Christian.
And the major cut to that is, what did Moses say to the Lord in the burning bush?
Right.
What is thy name? Who should I tell these people who you are? You can't just be. The name matter. All these idols had names. All these false idols had names.
Yeah, when I first heard the name, I knew that was the name. It sounded right.
Mm-hmm.
This is the name.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says verse 8. It says, "Give the Lord His honor with a good eye, and diminish not the first fruit of thine hands."
Right, which Cain did. He didn't get the Lord his honor with a good eye. And that's why the scripture says,
Envious,
yeah.
because he was mad at his brother because his brother had a goodly because we sacrifice.
Yeah. That's why I say the offering of the righteous.
You know what? Yeah, you gotta be on point. Showing you gotta be on point with the Lord, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Does it demand
You
perfection?
know, he wanted the Lord. He wants a blood sacrifice, man. This nigga Cain gonna come with some goddamn fruit, man. The Lord didn't want that shit. Go ahead.
And how you equip that today is basically you put your best foot forward when it comes to the truth. You don't.
It's like you gonna come with some damn bananas.
But and it's
damn sheep. Go ahead.
and it's grown. So you know, guess what? When it's grown, you know it's probably shit. You don't. You have a bundle of bananas. Who's to say it's like you got 4 or 5 other trees with bananas on it? You know, you're not really sacrificing nothing.
And the law says all the males that open in the womb is mine. All the males that open in the matrix. You know, the Lord want what? The unblemished male.
John.
Right, unblemished means what is perfect.
Yeah.
Showing you what the doctrine we have is perfect. Somebody got to have a perfect doctrine.
Yeah.
You know, you got some niggas. Well, they claim to be in the truth. They don't nobody got the 100% truth.
Madness.
But the Lord, Yahushua said, "Be ye perfect as I am perfect."
Right.
But don't nobody got the 100% truth. That don't even make no fucking sense.
And you shall know all.
So
things.
how you gonna be perfect like him? That make no fucking sense. That's retarded.
Weak sauce.
You niggas smoking dope, man.
When it says in the book
Smoking
of
spiritual dope.
he did in Zechariah or Zephaniah, it says, "Well, and a lying or deceitful tongue shall not be found in their mouth." Who is that? Who could that possibly be? Where it says a lying, that means whatever they say is 100% true. Whatever they say, you know, everything that they teach is going to be on point. A lying and deceitful tongue shall not be found in their mouth. That has to be somebody. That can't just be no. I mean, it has to be somebody. Because that lines up with what? The Revelations where it says they follow land where the soil goes. You know?
Ain't no nigga with no 501c3 charter.
Yeah. Which is a Muslim.
You'll be a father of the devil. Go ahead, man.
Verse 9, it says, "In all thy gifts show a cheerful countenance, and dedicate thy tithes with gladness. Give unto the Most High according as he hath enriched thee. And as thou hast given, give with a cheerful eye. Give with, don't mope around and be, like Elder Mashba say, when you doing something for the Lord, don't be like, get all up and cranky and shit, and then you'll go to court and pop up like toast for the judge.
Giving your tithes grudgingly,
like, man, all right, man, just take it, man. Damn, give it to it truthfully, man. Because I'm gonna just read the next scripture. It says, "For the Lord recompenseth and will give thee 7 times as much." Here's a point. Well, this is the point I want to start at, but verse 12 it says, "Do not think to corrupt with gifts. Do not think to corrupt with gifts, for such he will not receive, and trust not to unrighteous sacrifices. For the Lord is judge, and with him is no respect of persons." So he would not accept any persons against a poor man, but will hear the prayer of the oppressed.
Yeah, that's what we used to do. We used to say, "Oh, I got 3 cattle, so I can do 3 sins this week." That's corrupting with gifts, Or you'd be like, "You know what? I'm gonna commit adultery, but I'm gonna fast. That I'm gonna wash my butt. I'm gonna fast that night. Then the next couple of days." It's premeditated. You can't corrupt the Lord with a gift. What can you give the Lord? A sacrifice. But you can't corrupt the Lord with those sacrifices that you give. That's what Cain did.
Yeah.
He corrupted the sacrifice.
Yeah, Esau do that too. He corrupt our people with gifts.
Yeah.
You give people things and make them feel indebted, because the scripture says, don't forget to requite good terms. So now you done gave these people all a gift destroyed the heart. You done gave all these people these gifts, and now they feel like they owe you something, but you doing it. You gave them gifts wickedly with a preconceived agenda in mind.
Yeah. Cadillac Records, you my white daddy?
Mm-hmm.
He's giving away them Cadillacs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You ain't right in here.
Like the
somebody white
Right.
daddy.
when you what's that in the apocrypha?
Look at him.
I think it's the Apocrypha. It tells you, might be the 13th chapter in Sirach. It says, talk about the rich man shall shame you with his meats, and then he'll draw you once or twice or thrice for what he gave you. That's another, you know, that's a way people corrupt with gifts too, which is wicked.
I got a couple precepts on the comment board.
Go ahead, if you don't read them.
Okay. This is just got the brother of GMS afflicted herd in here too. Affliction herd. The brother Mathathia, he had put this is Mark 12 and 32. It says, and the scribe said unto him, well, master, thou hast said the truth, for there is one God, and there is none other but He. It says, and to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul.
You hear that? With all the understanding. With all the understanding, man. Not with half under. So really, if you claim to love the Lord, if you don't got the true one, you really don't love Him. It says, well, with all the understanding. You can't say you actually love the Lord if you don't have the full understanding of the Holy Scriptures, man.
Yeah, it takes work. You ever been in a relationship with a woman? Do you know it takes work to be with a fucking woman? You know? Hey, but a nigga will work for a woman, but you can't work for the woman.
Understanding.
Yeah, bro, it takes patience, man. Because if we really dealt with these women the way we wanted to, we'd be cursing their ass out all the time, bro. But it takes patience, man. It takes, you know, it takes a lot. You know what I'm saying? But at the same token, hey, to deal in this truth, man, it takes sacrifice, man. You know, it takes work. It takes work to break down these scriptures the way you wanted to. You know what I'm saying? It takes work to get. We didn't just get these breakdowns. You know, like my man said, open the book. Hey, we didn't just get these breakdowns. And some wet felt like it fell on my head, and then my mind opened, and I was able. No, we got these precepts through work, man. Through toil, man. Through toil. Oftentimes I would go to his brother's house, and his, you know, his wife will let me in. His brother be passed out at the computer with his head on the desk. You know, falling asleep to videos, man. Toiling, man. Laboring. You know. That's how. Hey, but you got people that don't want to put in that work, man. You know.
And the Lord's made it easier.
Yep.
You know.
Hell yeah.
You know, back then, you know, don't always wait till now, man. It's gotten easier.
We ain't have Bible apps.
Yeah, we have Bible apps and concordance. You can go to Google and type in apocrypha scriptures and it'll pop up.
Yeah.
You know.
They got Bible apps with the apocrypha in it.
Yeah, read
They got
it
Bibles with cross references, and sometimes the references be right. You know, you'll read one scripture and it'll cross reference you to this one, and it'll be a whole.
I think it was a brother Matt, but he showed me how to use the mouse. I'm like, I'm looking at his shit one day. I'm like, hey man, what the fuck is that? Right. You know what I'm saying? I think he said Benji showed him how to use it. Like,
Yeah, straight cut, and it'll be
they give
completely
you
on
precepts,
point.
man.
The elders coming out with the red Bible gives you a whole bunch of precepts in the back.
But I was salty as shit.
If you got iPhone, you can use the Wave Bible.
Wave
For
Bible, yeah.
iPhone, go to Verse Goodies. You know, hey, it ain't no fucking excuses, man. You know, you got a PC, you can use eSword. You know.
That's not even talking about the constant sit-downs brothers be putting up. You know, all edification.
Go ahead.
Kind of back in verse 33, it says, "With all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and with to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all whole burnt offering and sacrifice."
Dang. What'd you say that scripture was again?
That was Mark 12 and 33.
That was fire. Fire scripture.
Thought you that pistol shrimp.
That was good scripture.
This is Hebrews 13:15. It says, "By him, therefore, let us offer the sacrifice."
I just pulled that. When you read it anyway, I just read it.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It says, "Offering sacrifice of the praise to Yahweh continuously, that is the fruit of our lips, giving thanks to his name."
Mm-hmm.
Verse 16, it says, "But to do good and to communicate, forget not. It says, which such sacrifice Yahweh is well pleased.
Yeah.
Well, please.
Yeah. To do good. Hey, this is what we doing right now. We doing good communication. You know what I'm saying? Hey, we doing the work, so we doing good, and our communication is okay.
Hey, but it gotta be it gotta be the right communication.
Yeah.
Because Paul said that no corrupt communication should
Proceed
come out
out
of
of
my
my
mouth.
Yeah. And when you're looking at up that word communication, it means doctrine in that scripture, man. Because the niggas be like, cuss words.
Niggas throwing cuss words, man. Get out of here. Niggas are played out, man. About some damn cuss words, man.
Stupid, man. How stupid can niggas be?
I'm gonna work with a nigga like that.
Cuss
He don't
words.
even like you to cuss around into the church. I'm like, I'll be the man. Look, man, fuck.
Yeah, church ain't paying you, nigga. You should be getting paid then. If you from the church, you
Anyway,
do that.
go ahead,